Welcome to ESPN College Football presented by McDonald's. Trick or treat, the top teams meet in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference from Orangeburg, South Carolina on this Halloween night. North Carolina Central and South Carolina State ready to clash under the Thursday night lights here on ESPN2 from Oliver C. Dawson Stadium. Taking a look at the conference standings, the winner of this game controls their destiny in what is a sprint to the finish in the MEAC. Currently, both teams undefeated entering tonight's game. As we say hello and welcome you in, what's up, fam, with the former Howard University and NFL quarterback. Hey, he's also a MEAC Hall of Famer as well, Jay Walker. I'm Tiffany Green, and this has all of the feels of a MEAC championship game. I mean, many people are expecting to see one of these teams potentially advance to the Cricket Celebration Bowl. Do you feel that, Jay?
Absolutely. You can feel it in the air down here. They have not had a game this meaningful in Orangeburg, South Carolina for quite some time. The fans are into it. Everybody knows what's at stake in this huge football game for both teams.
Well, North Carolina Central coming in as the 21st ranked team in all of FCS, led by Trey Oliver, their fifth-year head coach. And for this group who feels like they're the preseason favorites, they are the preseason favorites, they are ready to get back and have another crack at that Cricket Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, and they've had a fantastic season thus far, and you see they're playing their best football right now. But the key for them is they've got one of the best running backs in all of FCS football. Jamari Taylor has the best vision I've seen on a college running back in quite some time. And don't let the 100 yards rushing per game fool you. He's also a very effective weapon in the passing game.
Jamari Taylor has amassed just under 800 yards per carry for the season. Meanwhile, defensively, they've also been stout, have the Eagles.
The reason why North Carolina Central continues to win is they always win the battle at the line of scrimmage. The offensive line and defensive line, that is the strength of North Carolina Central. They're going to have to be very disruptive tonight if they want to get a victory here on the road.
Very evenly matched teams. First-year head coach Chinnis Berry taking over for a legend, and quite honestly, he's got a lot of weapons that he's already familiar with from his former institution.
I mean, the one thing that we've always knew about South Carolina State, they're going to play great defense. They got the pressure there, but if you give them an offense to go along with a great defense, that's why this team is so dangerous, and Eric Phoenix knows this offense. Being a transfer, he's been in the system. His experience in ball distribution will be put to a test tonight as they go against a very stingy defense.
Jay, you talk about defense. Well, how about Aaron Smith, Jaden Broughton among those leading the way?
Yeah, Aaron Smith was that guy that got next in terms of NFL pedigree. You're talking about the school that produced fantastic players like Javon Hargrave and Shaq Leonard. Well, they all say he's the next guy that's going to make it to the NFL. He has to be disruptive tonight. He's going to get his biggest test of the season tonight.
Certainly a festive Thursday night from Orangeburg and a lot of costumes in the stands. We will certainly dive in on who has the best. Papa Smurf, I like what you got. Up and ready to go to see this group who was coming in hot as they take on North Carolina Central out of Durham, North Carolina. The Eagles flying high under Trey Oliver, an alumnus of the university, fifth season leading the way for his alma mater. And a 6-2 overall record. They come in winners of 5 straight. Chinnis Berry, who has ingratiated himself into this community in just 7 short games, hired as the head coach at the end of last year, and this is the biggest game that he's coached in as a South Carolina State head coach. Both of these coaches very familiar with one another, having worked together in the past, and now friends do battle here on the football field as their respective teams are ready to go. North Carolina Central won the toss. They defer, so South Carolina State will get the ball first. And we are underway off the leg of Caleb Robinson. And out of the end zone, that's Shamonte Burgess. And Burgess looking for some space and then tripped up and brought down. And the first chance, we will get a look at this Bulldog crew, exceeding expectations thus far as they are coming off a huge homecoming win over Delaware State, putting up 69 points on the Hornets.
And the offense averages 31 points per game, so if they can touch that number there, then that's the biggest mark they have to do. You have to be able to score points. And you've got Eric Phoenix, we talked about, dual threat passer, very efficient. This is his biggest game in his college career.
MEAC leading passer. You see his numbers closing in on 2,000 yards through the air here from 1st and 10. And Phoenix, who's looking again, that's something that they're going to have to keep an eye on as Jelani Vassell with the tackle. Eric Phoenix, very familiar with this offense, and Coach Chinnisberry, having played under him at Benedict, about an hour away from here in the state capital of Columbia, South Carolina. You mentioned this offense, second most points put up in the league, just about 32 a game, but best in the air with 277 yards as they hand it off. And that's DeAndre Duhart. Duhart, again, one of those carryovers with Coach Berry and his staff. Now 3rd and 7, and critical here from about their own 15-yard line. DeAndre Duhart, the junior out of Macon.
And that last play there was something you want to see. We talked about how Central thinks they own the line of scrimmage offensively and defense. Hard to run against this defense. You have to loosen them up by throwing the football effectively.
Bringing Justin Smith-Brown on the outside. Top of your screen, wide receivers, some of the best in the league. And DeAndre Ruffin with the catch, carrying a defender across the 40-yard line, brought down by Isaiah Norris. But that's Ruffin, his 6th catch of the season.
Yeah, quick decision. And this is what happens when you know the offense. You know where the weakness of the defense is. You know where you're trying to attack. Phoenix made the catch and threw an accurate ball to pick up a first down for the Bulldogs.
25 yards on that pass to DeAndre Ruffin. And Phoenix coming off a great performance, 341 yards through the air and 4 touchdowns in that aerial assault. Now a fresh set of downs to work with, plenty of time, putting it up in the air, one-on-one coverage, and that's Justin Smith-Brown who hauls it in. Justin Smith-Brown, the second leading receiver in the MEAC, and he is a dude. They say he can fly 48 yards later, and they're into the red zone.
And then started off with great protection by the offensive line, allowing Phoenix time to go through his progressions and reads, and he unleashes an absolute dime down the middle of the field for the big play.
The extension and layout there by Justin Smith-Brown, and we're going to see some of the top receivers in the league in this game tonight. 5th-year senior Eric Phoenix already has the Bulldogs in North Carolina Central Territory. And timeout taken before the play clock expired by South Carolina State. We will step aside here as well as they talk things over.
Come to ESPN Thursday Night College Football is presented by McDonald's.
Well, this is a re-energized group here in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Jay, you referenced it in terms of just the excitement surrounding the program, with Chinnisberry now at the helm of this group. Brought over 14 different guys from his previous institution, and now a lot of members from that 2022 SIAC championship team, including Eric Phoenix, is now suited as a South Carolina State Bulldog. They've driven the ball 76 yards down the field in the opening possession of the game, and inside the red zone, 1st and 10. And the handoff to Ionaj Carter, or correction, that's Eric Phoenix who kept it himself. And they're going to move with some tempo here and really trying to push the issue. They can't pick up another first down. They've got to get to the North Carolina Central 2-yard line.
And I want to see how they go about scoring. One thing about South Carolina State's receivers, they're fast, they're quick, they're not very big. So you don't have an opportunity to throw that fade route here in this situation. So be curious to what type of play call they dial up with offensive coordinator Jonathan Williams.
They bring Carter in motion again. Phoenix looking, dumps it underneath, and finds Keyshawn Toney. And Toney stopped just short of the end zone down at the 1-yard line. But it's going to be 1st and goal for South Carolina State.
I like the creativity. Make them think about the run, and just a little foot pass right there. Big hit down by the goal line. Fortunate to recover that football.
That was Malcolm Reed, a free safety out of Raleigh.
Do they run downhill directly at them? This is where teams struggle against North Carolina Central.
They say they're going to try to take it right to you, but quickly to tackle Duhart was Cole Jones. See number 7, Ian White. He was a game-time decision, was banged up a little bit, but he gets to the ball carrier first, and then Max Urin also joins him.
And stay creative in this situation. There's been creative play calling that's gotten you down here. I still think you go with the misdirection. You don't try and run downhill against this very talented Eagle defensive line.
Trey Oliver and then Courtney Cord to his left, the defensive coordinator. Trying to see his group hold. Duhart bounces off, tries to get outside, and another great tackle. That's Jakai Brevard. Brevard, who was always active, the senior out of Durham, backs him up a little bit.
It is tough to run against a defense that Courtney Cord is a defensive coordinator. First thing he does is base it off, stop the run. They don't give up running plays they don't like, and South Carolina State needs to come up with some type of play action here.
So a loss of 1, now 3rd and goal. Phoenix making the call at the line. And again, trying to see what he likes here. Play clock winding down, 5 and ticking. The handoff to Duhart, and again a great tackle. This time it's Jaden Taylor. So 3 running plays in the red zone at the 1-yard line, Jay. And South Carolina State unsuccessful. A win for Courtney Cord.
Your partner told you it was going to be interesting how they chose to attack. I don't think you run downhill. You continue to go misdirection or some type of play action, but that tells you how stout this defense is. And you see the coordinator, Courtney Cord, there excited by a big play by his defensive front.
The reaction there.
That's classic right there.
Well, they match his intensity for sure. A fieriness on the sideline. 20-yard attempt now for Kyle Gallegos. Gallegos puts it up, and the attempt is good. So 3 points netted out of that opening drive for Chinnis Berry's crew. They're on top of 21st ranked North Carolina Central and FCS. Come back with us to Orangeburg after the break.
We need
State. And Jay, you love the new technology that you see here. Jonathan Williams using the iPad and talking to his offense, and Eric Phoenix looking in to see, hey, what we could have done better. But you act like you've been around some football, partner. You called that 3 straight runs and didn't go where they wanted to go.
Not a recipe for success against North Carolina Central. They almost want you to try and run the ball down their throat. They're that committed to stopping the run. So we'll see what type of changes they make offensively in the running game. The passing game was perfect, but in the rushing attack, I think they've got to look at diversifying their portfolio a little bit.
Yeah, Phoenix was 3 of 3 for 79 yards and just 6 rushing yards, to your point, Jay, on the ground, but 6 minutes plus taken off the clock and scoring drive on the opening possession for 3 points. So let's take another look at it again, Jay, because we keep referencing it, but if you're just tuning in, I mean, this is the stout defense that has been North Carolina Central.
Yeah, you know, when they got Cole Jones in there, he came from the safety position. Then the second play, it's all about the linebackers. That's Brevard and Max Urin that were swarming to the football. Cole Jones again. And then right there, that's this great defensive line play by Jaden Taylor, number 10, the nose tackle, making a tackle down against the goal line. Effective rush defense.
And then talking to Trey Oliver, say, well, how do you guys feel coming in? He said, you know, we're coming in with a thermostat mentality. Not too high, not too low, not adding any pressure to try to get this win. Walker Harris hands it off to Jamari Taylor, and Taylor with nowhere to go, a tackle for a loss. We talked about how evenly matched these teams are. And one of those new pieces for the Bulldogs, Jaden Broughton, has been excellent along that defensive line.
I think that's where the biggest impact has been with all the transfers that came with Chinnis Berry. You've got 7 guys that played for Benedict last year that are now starters for South Carolina State on defense. They know the scheme as well.
Walker Harris ready to receive it here on 2nd and 9. Hand it off once more to Jamari Taylor, the leading rusher in the MEAC. And boy, what a weapon he is out of the backfield, but also for Walker Harris just to kind of maintain that rhythm as he is a first-year starter in this program. But you credit both guys for staying the course and getting their opportunity now.
And Walker Harris, I don't know if there's a quarterback I've seen more that is a rhythm passer. When he's in rhythm, he will pick you apart. When he has to get off that beat, he kind of struggles a little bit. It's important for him to get off to a good start and pass in rhythm.
Line to gain the 35-yard line on 3rd down, and the pass out to Luke Bracey, and popped the shoe off of Luke Bracey. What a tackle made there by Gerard Washington. One of those carryovers from Benedict.
Speed in the secondary, and this is how you play it. He's throwing that ball in rhythm, but a great tackle by the cornerback in Washington, taking him down low to minimize the yardage gain for North Carolina Central's tight end Luke Bracey.
Forcing out a 3-and-out. And Juan Velarde, who has been dealing with some back issues, will set to punt it away. Once we hear from Jason Soisman, I think there's going to be a review. Soisman, our referee for tonight's game. In conversation, though, Jay, with Trey Oliver, this is a group that had high expectations coming into this season, preseason favorites. Hey, they said we got a chip on our shoulder because people were counting us out. No Davius Richard, who was one of the best players all time in program history and one of the best in all of black college football.
And take a look, wondering what they're reviewing right now. I mean, he held on to the football pretty good. Maybe the spot.
But you could have been deceived, though. For a second, the shoe appeared to be like the football,
It's Halloween. I thought it was a head. Yeah. I actually thought it was a helmet flying off, so.
At the review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It is a completed pass. 4th down.
Okay, they were saying whether or not it was a completed pass. If that was a fumble, who recovered the shoe, Tiffany?
Ooh, I don't know.
Stuff flying on the field, you got to go jump on. You got to jump on and get it.
All MEAC punter Juan Velarde from his own 20, and Burgess will watch it bounce.
What a punt.
And take a beautiful roll.
He has had a fantastic year punting the football. He's the most valuable member of their special teams. Velarde can change the field position in a hurry. One of the best out there, and he comes up big when his team needs it.
His team up 3-0 over North Carolina Central. South Carolina State, located here in Orangeburg. Founded in 1896, retired Colonel Alexander Conyers, the current president, and Carl McCullum, former Miss USA, Jim Clyburn, as he's known around here, the Honorable, holding things down in the political realm.
And you got to imagine they're going to name a building after him at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
For all he's done, moving up the ranks that high.
On 1st and 10, and Aaron out, just overthrowing Justin Smith-Brown, who had a step and a beat over Jalen Bowden. It's going to bring up 2nd down, first incompletion of the night for Phoenix.
But you learn 2 things on that. One, what we talked about, the speed of the South Carolina State wide receivers is there. And secondly, the offensive line is able to protect. That's just a miss by Eric Phoenix, but the offensive line up front, they may be losing the battle in the running attack, but the pass protection has been there for Phoenix. We don't see many teams stand up to North Carolina Central's pass rush.
On 2nd and 10, feeling some pressure, dumps it underneath. That's Keyshawn Toney, and Toney with some room and more, and Keyshawn Toney kept on going. But Toney, who has got good size, ability, and versatility, and 20 yards on that pickup.
The aggressive defensive line, they want to get to the quarterback, set him up nicely for a screen pass with blockers down the field.
Again, moving tempo once more. Will stutter step, and the ball carrier brought down, or the receiver brought down by Cole Jones. That's Caden High. High, we expect to call his name a lot. You talked about Justin Smith-Brown has speed. So does Caden High.
Oh, they've got some guys that can go. And then you talk about the athleticism of Keyshawn Toney. Let's not forget, he's a tight end. They call it a tight end screen. You only do that when you've got a guy that can motor. Keyshawn Toney was one of those guys that NFL scouts are taking a look at.
Already 100 in total 105 total yards thus far in this game for South Carolina State on their second possession. Phoenix again finds Tony. Remember that flex tight end? We've seen a lot more of that. They're going to say that was a catch. Max Urin was there, pick up a 5.
And Tony's that guy because he has the ability to run away from defenders, physical enough at the edge to help out in the blocking game, but really like what he does when he gets the football in his hands. The run after catch is really makes him effective.
We mentioned already how much of a threat this Bulldog team is through the air. 277 yards in the passing game. That's 10th best in all of FCS. They keep it on the ground here, and that's KZ Adams. And Adams, who was willing his to stay up on his feet, and he made Isaiah Norris miss, and he kept on trucking.
I mean, think about that. That was a fantastic individual effort there of running the football. And all that, and you picked up 3 yards. I mean, North Carolina Central is stingy against the run. You'll see the initial missed tackle right there, but a good job of keeping his legs going, but a better job by Isaiah Norris finishing off the tackle.
On 2nd and 7, again, KZ Adams, and Adams is brought down by Jaden Taylor after that pickup of 2. KZ Adams, junior out of West Columbia, South Carolina, and going up against big number 10 in white, Jaden Taylor, 6'1", 275 pounds.
Taylor's a big guy, and he's one of the key reasons why you cannot run the football against him. But here, you have to like your chances here if you're South Carolina State because you're quarterback. He's going to find the right place to go with the football.
You have to be mindful of his dual threat ability. Decides to hold on to it, and the flag comes out at the end as he was targeting Caden High. Malcolm Reed disrupted that.
I'd be interested to see that on the replay because I think it was a pump fake.
Pass interference, defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Well, I think it was a pump fake because on the initial break, he pumped the slant route, and that's when the DB is taught to jump the route. And comes around, ooh. There's a hole there, but was it a catchable ball? Close. But the official saw it down on the field different than what I saw it up here.
Fresh set of downs from the 29-yard line of North Carolina Central. So far, the Bulldogs have moved the ball well. That was the first penalty of the game. Phoenix looking to the outside, going for Smith Brown. And the pass incomplete. Good coverage there by Bowden.
Yeah, and if you're North Carolina Central, though, you're going to have to change it up. I mean, they're trying to get there with the 4-man defensive rush. It's just not happening. I mean, the protection has been fantastic. And he's throwing the deep routes because he's got time to go for the double move and didn't fall for it. But you wonder how much longer they'll be patient before they decide to blitz one of those linebackers to try and throw off this passing attack from South Carolina State.
Quickly out of the hands into that of Ionaj Carter, and Carter crossed the 20. Tripped up and brought down. Tackle made by Max Urin. But the signs of another first down.
Getting them outside of the pocket, getting the ball to receivers and running backs in space. So you can't hand the ball off to them, but let's go ahead and do a little bubble screen on the outside. Very impressed by the team speed of South Carolina State. It's as good as advertised.
And when we talked with Trey Oliver this week, that was the thing that concerned him about this group, the fact that they were just so speedy, especially on the outside. 1st and 10. And Duhart trying to remain patient, does so. And up the middle and a strong run by Duhart, a physical downhill kind of guy. 6 yards on the carry. An injured player down on the field during that play, after that play for North Carolina Central. And Vassell, number 28 for North Carolina Central, is still down on the field. And during this time, we'll let you know that our ABC College Football Saturday triple header coming up. 5th-ranked Miami is 8-0 as they host 6-2 Duke at noon Eastern. And then, well, Jonathan Williams and this offense keeps on moving, as that's a good sign. Jelani Bassel is at least sitting upright as the athletic training staff is doing their job. Well, Jay, coming in, we were questioning what would we see in terms of costumes in the stands and how people would be dressed, but it's a blackout.
It's a blackout.
So they followed the assignment. Okay, they understood the assignment, and they are in their black, but this Bulldog faithful has a lot to cheer about this season, as Vassell is being carried off and will be attended to on the sideline. Starting rover in this offense, the junior out of Tampa, Florida. So now 2nd and 4 for South Carolina State.
Play action. Fake the dive and go for the pop pass. Test Vassell's replacement.
Instead, they hand it off to Duhart, and Duhart is carrying a pile with him. No gain on the play. And that front seven does such a good job of compacting and keeping the run game at a respectable level, if you will.
Yeah, and you got to get them off their keys. So they are looking to stop the run. They're peeking in the backfield. So give them a little play action, a quick ride, and you can slip something behind the linebackers and say come up to bite for that run fake.
First third down of the drive. And South Carolina State has had possession for most of this first quarter. Under 2 minutes to go. Phoenix looking, has time, delivers the dart. Caden High on the receiving end. Touchdown, South Carolina State. From 8 yards out. And the talented slot wide receiver continues his 2024 campaign.
He is phenomenal. And they talked about his ability to separate and explode, and that's what I was talking about, getting right behind those linebackers. There were some openings there that I thought they could attack. Eric Phoenix, the quarterback, recognized it and threw the ball to Caden High. I mean, how much did the coaches just rave about High, about what he can do and how much he does it in practice and the work ethic, and tremendous football player.
Extra point up and through. And Eric Phoenix now with a MEAC best 15 touchdowns, tied with the other guy on the sideline of Walker Harris. But Caden High, boy, we will call his name a whole lot for his career.
Yeah, and we saw that. One thing that we saw was that Cole Jones, number 7, he was looking in the backfield. And then he dropped there a little bit late, and that's where High was able to get behind him. So that's how you use their strength against them. They want to stop the run? Okay. We'll flex out a little bit in a nice executed play by the Bulldogs.
Eric Phoenix, they love how cerebral and smart he is, knowing just where to go with the football, and has just made this team that much better. 8 of 10 tonight, 134 yards. And that touchdown pass to Caden High. Kickoff sails into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. Well, Jay, just how important is this game and how good are these teams? Let's check out Jay's HBCU power rankings this week.
Absolutely. I mean, 2 of the best teams you're going to see out there, and I put them there, 1 and 2. And right now, number 1's on the ropes. Number 1's down by 10. I think these 2 teams have shown it. Jackson State, when they're playing, and they're playing at home, very good. Florida A&M, I'm going to move them up a little bit. Impressive victory over Southern University. And I see a Big Blue, Tennessee State University. Eddie George, his best ball club that they've had in Nashville since he's been the head coach. And on the bubble, I see you down there in Charlotte. Johnson C. Smith.
Got to give the Golden Bulls love. Undefeated. Great start for the group out of Charlotte. Jamari Taylor, meanwhile, just no room to run. That was great defense. Jaden Jones, the will linebacker for the Bulldogs, along with Washington, that loss of 1 on the run.
I mean, it's so funny. The teams knew that they were similar offensively, and they're looking at each other, and both teams are struggling to run, so this is going to become a quarterback game. This is the game where I want to be in there. Coach, throw out the running plays. Let's go to the air attack.
We got 2 terrific quarterbacks, not only in the conference, but all of FCS. Walker Harris had a 3-and-out in his first drive, trying to get this ball moving a little bit more as the pass incomplete to Markel Quick, and so that's going to bring up 3rd and long. And how does Walker get in rhythm? You talked about him being a rhythm passer. How do you, as Matt Leone, the offensive coordinator, get him in a groove?
Well, you try to find his favorite pass package, what that may be. Mostly it's like with the protection. What protection is he most comfortable with when he's not worried about getting hit? And then once you shore up the protection, then you can kind of dissect the defense and get the most out of your pre-snap read.
Look for 88 in white or 6 in white, both to the bottom of your screen. Davis and Quick, 2 of the top receivers in the league, going for it, but nobody there. The closest was a South Carolina State jersey in Jalen Levine, or rather Brunson, Michael Brunson, and this South Carolina State defense forcing another 3-and-out.
I mean, wow. But first quarter's going to go by, and they're going to have a total of 6 plays, offensive plays. The other 2 were punts. I mean, you got to find that rhythm for Walker Harrison. They've got to find it in a hurry. But right now, you can tell this South Carolina State team is out to prove that they're for real.
Velarde, who had a great punt. This one was partially blocked by South Carolina State. But North Carolina Central is going to recover it last touch. I think it hit a South Carolina State player. And they're going to discuss this one. So another look at it right here.
Ruling on the field is that the kick was touched by the receiving team beyond the line of scrimmage. It was recovered by North Carolina Central. It's first down.
See, the block there then being recovered by North Carolina Central.
So here, can't see who blocked it, but I'll tell you this. It appeared to have touched Washington, and Taylor recovers it, rather Johnson. So it touched number 12, Johnson, for South Carolina State. And Jabari Taylor recovered it. So North Carolina Central catches a break. They get the ball at their own 41-yard line.
And take advantage of it. So when this ball is blocked, then it's a matter of where it's recovering. So often we're used to seeing punts go backwards. So since it was blocked and it went beyond the line of scrimmage and it was touched by the other team, then they get to take a look at it.
So Aiden Weber, who got his hand on the punt, blocked it. And then, as we mentioned, it bounced off of one of the South Carolina State players. One more look at it here.
You would definitely see the ball is blocked, and then it becomes a matter of all being blocked and then advancing beyond.
You see, in real time,
he tried to recover it.
Yeah, he tried to recover it because he knew that it
had a chance of going beyond. So this is going to be North Carolina Central's ball. And I hate to say it, but Central desperately needs this, don't they? And that's what you got to say in sports. Sometimes you're better off being lucky than you are good. I say that about my golf shots every now and then, too.
Meanwhile, Jordan Ottifer, who has to be pleased with the way that his defense have played thus far. You said prior to that punt, just 6 offensive plays for North Carolina Central, but it goes off of Nigel Johnson. And so this defensive unit could be called up to go right back onto the field. Let's listen in to Jason Soisman.
At the review, field is confirmed. At the review, Field is confirmed. It's North Carolina Central's ball. First down.
So the call is confirmed, as is North Carolina Central gets the football. 46 seconds remaining in the opening quarter in what has been dominated by South Carolina State in time of possession. Better than 11 minutes with the football. 2 drives down the field of 10 plays and 80-plus yards. Can North Carolina Central get something going?
I like this, going empty. So they're letting you know we got to get Walker Harris going. Empty means we're going to throw the ball, get him going in this game. They're going to need his arm. But no rhythm. Rhythm's not there. He's not a double clutch passer.
Trying to go and get that one was Joaquin Davis. And they're going to say that the pass is incomplete. 2nd and 10.
But you see him hitching the ball and pumping. That means his initial read is not there. And he gets a lot out of his pre-snap read. So a really good job by Jordan Ottifer, the defensive coordinator of South Carolina State, disguising his coverages.
Here on 2nd and 10 for Walker Harris, a redshirt junior out of Wake Forest. And the handoff and drop. That's Taylor, and Taylor looking for any room or space. And he's wrapped up and brought down. Gain of 5, so it's going to bring up 3rd down. Well, Jamari Taylor, we told you all coming in, one of the best in all of FCS, an electrifying player, so much excitement. They know how integral he is to this offense. They want the ball in his hands any and every way possible.
They're going to need him out the backfield tonight. I mean, it's going to be tough sledding trying to run that ball. I think if he opens up and Walker Harris gets going, he'll be more effective as a pass receiver than possibly a runner tonight.
Final play of the opening quarter, and the pass is complete, just as you said, Jay, into the hands of Jamari Taylor, who is ever so dangerous in the pass game as we come to the close of the first quarter.
Ruling on the field is that the runner is short of the line.
We talked about everything here that you want in a big-time football game, and right now, the Bulldogs, South Carolina, saying this is our dog kennel. We're controlling things.
Five of FCS for 4th down percentage. Matt Leone, offensive coordinator for North Carolina Central, on 4th and 1. Let's see what he dials up here to see if this group can keep this drive going.
I'm still giving it to Jamari Taylor, hoping he can find the hole. He's got the vision to do it, to go downfield.
And then movement up front, offsides, or false start rather, on Jaquan Sprinkle. And so instead of 4th and 1, now 4th and 6. And Trey Oliver is going to send on the punting unit.
Wow, for such an experienced team, that's something that just can't happen in that situation. I mean, Sprinkle's got a number of starts behind him. But he's probably a little hyped up. He's a local kid. Played at OW, Wilkerson, right up the street here in Orangeburg. And eager to get off the ball, cost his team a potential 1st down.
But a weapon they have in Juan Velarde, and let's see if Velarde can pin them after a great punt to start in this game, and a fair catch. A mistake there as Shamonte Burgess fair catches it at its own 2-yard line.
Tell me why that's a mistake, Tiff. Go ahead.
That's a mistake because you just let the ball go over your head instead. And instead of a touchback, now you're starting and got to drive down 98 yards down the field.
Exactly. Maybe you play the percentages. Like the ball's going to bounce and probably go into the end zone. But if you catch it on the 2, you see he's getting a little schooling right there. The rule is you stand on the 10-yard line. Anything goes over your head, you let it go.
Well, South Carolina State is now outscoring opponents 64-17 in the first quarter. They start this second quarter from their own 2.
Don't run it. Throw the ball. I'm throwing the ball. I'm not taking a chance running it. I like the play selection. There you go. Get your quarterback outside the pocket. That's what you do well, because you know the Central's got their ears peeled back. They're like, if we can get a tackle for a loss right now for a safety, I like the play selection by Jonathan Williams. Throw the ball.
And we've already seen what South Carolina State can do in terms of driving the ball down the field and going for 80 or more yards. And the lefty quarterback, Eric Phoenix, getting the play selection. getting that info to his team. Now on 2nd and 10. Standing on the O in his own end zone. Pump fake underneath. And the ball lost incomplete as Nick Brown couldn't hold on to it.
You see the respect that they have. They're coming out with 3 straight passing plays. These two teams and coordinators, they all know each other, so it's a chess match going on here. And right now, it's North Carolina Central the opportunity to make a huge stop if they can get off the field.
Well, Jonathan Williams, the offensive coordinator and QB coach, let's see what he dials up here. Again, very familiar, these staffs. We'll get into that a little bit more. But on 3rd and 10. A timeout taken on the field. And it's going to be North Carolina Central who spins the timeout.
North Carolina Central.
So the Eagles defense, they want to talk it over a little bit more. Come back with us to this MEAC Showdown.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. Because at the end of the day, every single round is on you. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Topping in the end zone here at Oliver C. Dog.
Big play right now for North Carolina Central defensively. They've not been able to stop this Bulldog offense, but they got great field position with the battle special teams. Can they get off the field on this 3rd and long?
After the timeout, let's see. And the pass complete right into the hands of Caden High. Caden High, who already has a touchdown catch, 25 yards, 1st down, and breathing room.
It all starts up front. Look at that clean pocket. This is in the end zone when you know they want to come up with the safety. But he's got time to go through his progressions, and we talked about how special Caden High is. He's a problem for the Eagles right now.
Well, Eric Phoenix, who has the best completion percentage in the conference, that's the 4th pass for 20 yards or more tonight, and that one was on target to High. Duhart on the carry, and Duhart is stood up and brought down by Jaden Taylor on the inside, pickup of 1. Jay, you talk about the line, the protection for South Carolina State. This is a game that Trey Oliver felt like they could battle in the trenches. That's where they have won a lot of their games. Cam Johnson, Roger Smith, Eric Brown, Nick Tace, and Trey Franklin along that offensive line for South Carolina State. Done a great job protecting Phoenix thus far.
And Big Tace, the right guard, is the best of the bunch. An NFL prospect, can play all positions on the line.
And Duhart again. This time Thomas Johnson among the jerseys in for the stop. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 9 after no gain on the play.
And we talk about the protection, why it's there, and Tace is a good one. Chinnis Berry made his living as an offensive line coach. I mean, he was widely regarded as the best offensive line coach in all of HBCU football. Offensive line was great at Benedict. Doing a really good job here in pass protection. And the one thing you're not going to do is hit his quarterback often, and I don't know if he gets the credit he deserves for being the offensive line coach that he is.
Another 3rd down. Phoenix feeling the pressure, looking downfield, stays on his feet, shrugs off Thomas Johnson.
What a run.
Step and whoa!
What a run.
At the end.
He knew where he had to go. And that's a quarterback that is not going to be denied. They swarmed on him, strapped up, put up his chin strap, tighten it up, and watch the end of the run. When he recognizes he can see the marker where he has to get to, I'm not stepping out of bounds. Let's go. Oh!
That was DJ Estes on the receiving end.
Told you. Don't underestimate us quarterbacks. Us quarterbacks, especially those of us that wear number 7.
Okay,
those 7s. Do not sleep on the athleticism.
Were you leveling defenders quite like that, Jay?
If I needed to. If I needed to.
Design run the entire way for Phoenix after they build off of that momentum, but a flag out as well.
Hold. Left side, anytime you see those type of runs, somebody is holding on the edge.
Holding. Offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
That against Roger Smith, but you talk about how great of a offensive line coach he was. He also played a little left tackle in addition to tight end when he was at Savannah State. back in the day under Bill Davis, playing on that playoff team back in 1992. Who else went to Savannah State?
Shannon Sharp.
They are very own. Their paths didn't cross quite at the same time, but very familiar with one another. KZ Adams in the backfield, 1st and 10 for South Carolina State. Eric Phoenix, who's been heaving it up in the air. And great pass deflection there by Jalen Bowden.
That was a high-risk play by Jaden Bowden. Because once again, the wide receiver got behind him. But watch him undercut this throw. If he misses that and times that wrong, then that's a touchdown for Justin Smith-Brown.
Instead, the sophomore out of Charlotte with a great defensive play and took the gamble and won on that one. So 2nd and 10.
Just a 3-man pass rush from North Carolina Central.
And look at the hands of Keyshawn Toney. That was low. He got it. He held on to it. Had defenders around him and picked up 11 of the 20 yards needed on that play.
You have to leave your comfort zone right now. If you're North Carolina Central, realize your D-line can't get there by themselves. And you've got a quarterback that's running this offense. You have to bring pressure. You've got to bring pressure right now. This may not be the typical down and distance that you do it, but because they're giving Phoenix so much time in the pocket, you have to disrupt him to get him off his spot.
You see 3 of 5 tonight on 3rd downs for the Bulldogs. This drive started deep in their own 2. And then a nice takedown and great defense there by Josh Pullen. Pumped up afterward, but a flag out as well. Josh Pullen does his job. Boy, he has gone everywhere on this field.
Illegal hands to the face. Offense number 58. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
And Josh Pullen is a guy who just would not give up on the play until he brought down Phoenix.
Yeah, and they brought him. He's a linebacker, so they moved him up on the line of scrimmage to have some speed in the pass rush, hoping that Phoenix was going to try and pull it, and Pullen would have the speed to track him down. Huge play for the Eagles.
And Trey Oliver's defense coming up with big stops. And that one all important, forcing the first punt of the night for South Carolina State. And that one was deflected, and a flag in the process.
If it was deflected, they'll pick up the flag. If it was deflected.
Dyson Roberts, the punter, hopeful there.
Personal foul.
Oh, that's 15-yard variety.
Defense, number 58. 15-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
Wow, what a break there for South Carolina State. Special teams did their job, but a little too much there. Roughing the kicker, Dyson Roberts. Another look here.
You got to give him a landing area. I mean, 15-yard variety, I wouldn't agree with that. But tough break for North Carolina Central.
And Trey Oliver, we see him looking on as his defense goes back onto the field. A little shake and shimmy, KZ Adams, and Adams with a great run, pickup of 9. Adams, a guy who's out of West Columbia, South Carolina, played at Georgia State a couple seasons, and now here with the Bulldogs.
As one of those guys, all-time leading rusher in the state, is a prepper, high school player.
Love reading about him in his senior season. 3,343 yards and 42 touchdowns at Gray Collegiate Academy, leading the nation in that category. Justin Smith-Brown on the outside, quick flick to him, and a 1st down moves the chains. Justin Smith-Brown out of Cocoa, Florida, along the Space Coast. And how critical has he been? Again, we talked about the wide receiver unit for Jonathan Williams, the speed that he has and the creativity in which he can call plays and feel confident, not only with that speedy bunch, but an experienced quarterback in Eric Phoenix. From the 45, Phoenix moving up, tries to deliver it, and it's incomplete.
And just getting him off the spot. So the pass rush able to get there a little bit. And something interesting you're seeing right now, they're bringing in fresh legs on the defensive line front. So they're changing out all 4 defensive linemen. So they're trying to keep fresh legs and continue to go with just the 4-man pass rush. You get to take a look there at Courtney Cord, the defensive coordinator for North Carolina Central.
Phoenix underneath. That's Caden High, who spins off that Cole Jones tackle, but really nowhere to run as Malcolm Reed brings him down. No gain on the play. So it's going to bring up 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Eric Phoenix, who has had success on 3rd down with this offense. He's 10 of 14, 159 yards through the air. Can they convert, or can the Eagles defense hold? Time underneath, and what an open field tackle made by Cole Jones, delivering the blow to Carter. So that's going to bring up 4th down, and again, when plays need to be made, the Eagles are coming up with some critical stops.
Yeah, that's that crossing route. You'd like to see him geared down in the middle of the field, but the wide receiver kept running across the zone coverage. That's what led to a big pop by Cole Jones. And Central with another opportunity to possibly get their offense on the field during this drive.
Well, they haven't had many opportunities, Jay. They haven't had the ball in their hands or their possession much in this game.
Returner standing on the 10-yard line. Let's see if he plays it right. Runs up. Takes a chance, bounces on the 11, and that's how you play punt return.
Trey Oliver likes that as a former special teams guy. Will step aside here. His crew has the ball when we come back. Eagle Pride Amplified out of Durham, North Carolina. North Carolina Central, founded in 1910, better than 7,500 students, their largest enrollment of freshmen for this class of 2028. Chancellor Dr. Carrie Gibson Dixon taking over, and notable alumni. How about Maynard Jackson, the former mayor of Atlanta, graduating from Central's law school. Also Herman Boone, high school football coach. Remember the Titans for sure. And Kim Coles, the actor and comedian. So here, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Jamari Taylor, patient. You always talk about his vision in running. And Taylor with a solid carry and pickup of 4 yards on 1st down. It's moving forward. Brought down by Aaron Smith.
If they can get him going, that'll help as well. You know, they're stingy to run against, very hard to run against South Carolina State. However, you got a special dynamic back like that. If he can start getting you 3 or 4 yards, get into it. Because right now, just time of possession has been atrocious for North Carolina Central. They need to get a 1st down to get this offense going, keep them on the field so the defense can get a rest.
3 drives, 3 3-and-outs for the Eagles thus far in this game. And Walker Harris has the pressure, and he's brought down. Big number 19, a shot hole. They say he's one of the great pass rushers, fast off the edge and creating havoc right there.
I mean, just wins the matchup. I mean, one-on-one is going against Teron Williams and able to get on that edge and get a big sack. Just beat him. Just kind of poor footwork there by the left tackle. Lost his leverage.
And right now, it has been all South Carolina State. We said these 2 teams evenly matched, 2 teams coming in undefeated in the conference. The winner of this game controls their destiny within the conference. Harris out of his own end zone. Pass is complete to Mekhi Wall. 5-yard pickup, and it's going to not be enough. 4th down on the way.
Another 3 and out, and that's what they're doing. And the speed is there, and they're doing a good job taking away their weapons. I mean, they're trying to neutralize Jamari Taylor, who's their running back. They've not been able to win the battle of the line of scrimmage. 9 offensive plays they've run in this game if you exclude the punts.
Surprising for an offense that has been the most explosive within the MEAC. Their catch there by Yanaj Carter. And South Carolina State will try to tack on some more here. They're up 10-0 over 21st ranked North Carolina Central. Well, he might end up in Kansas City for Monday night, as Joe Buck, Troy Aikman just not been able to get anything going on the offensive side of the ball. His defense has held. They're only down by 2 possessions, and here, just over 5 minutes to go in the first half. South Carolina State starting from their own 45, and the run ahead, and not much room to run for KZ Adams. Surprise, Jay. How would you describe what you've seen out of this Central team thus far?
Well, a lot of people haven't seen South Carolina State, so they were probably trying to feel them out, but Central showing the defense is doing a pretty good job outside of lack of getting to the quarterback, but I also think they're making themselves vulnerable for a play-action pass.
That's Carter, and Carter stretches out for that first down. Cole Jones on the tackle. And why do you say that? What do you see within the way they're lined up?
They're so committed to stopping the run that the linebackers, I'm talking about Brevard and 54 Max Urin, you're seeing them in there on every run play, every tackle. You're seeing a little bit of Cole Jones, but when your linebackers are that aggressive at the line of scrimmage, anytime they just give them something to bite on, they're going to come up and you can sneak something in behind them. Keyshawn Toney would be my guess, the tight end, athletic tight end.
The runner was short of the line of game. That play is under further review.
Well, Jason Soisman says they're going to review this. Jesse Garcia, the replay official, they say he's short of the first down, gain of 9. They're going to review this one, though, to see exactly where Carter went down.
That's first down.
Based on that, it looks like a first down.
The field is that it was a first down. The runner was down at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, that was first down, and
that's quick work.
Get it right. And I'm always a big fan. As long as they get it right, coordinators and coaches and players work so hard to get plays called to have successful plays, and make sure you get it right. And good job by the replay giving them the first down. I'm not wasting first down on the run. If you run the ball on first down, you're wasting it against them. I'm trying to take my shots. I mean, Phoenix hasn't come close to throwing an interception. I'm giving them a chance to go for the home run ball.
Instead, Carter takes it, and Yanaj Carter, the 13-yard run.
Jet sweep. You know, and that's tight. That's how you shut me up, because they can run the ball on first down. However, those are the type of runs I think they should be doing. You've got to run sideways. You can't run downhill against North Carolina Central.
Bulldogs have moved down the field effectively in this one. And quickly out to Carter once more. And Carter out of New Smyrna Beach. Tripped up by Malcolm Reed, and they're going to a steady dose of number 1 in blue.
Yeah, I mean, this is like Big 12 style offense. All that is just an extended handoff. So you can't run the ball in between the tackles. You attack the perimeter or attack the edge. I mean, just a quick throw here. Nothing more than a running play here with some blocks by your wide receivers and some daylight. Nice execution by the Bulldogs.
And they keep on moving. It's 2nd and 1. You see High, number 0, moving to the slot. Eric Phoenix, design run the entire way. Laundry flies out into play as well.
Second time they've run that quarterback sweep, and they've gotten pretty good yardage off of it, but it's also the second time they're going to be called for a holding penalty.
Holding. Offense number 65. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
That's against Kanan Liggins, who checks out. This is a South Carolina State team who's put up a lot of points all season long, moved the ball effectively, averaging 412 yards a game, off their best 7-game start since 2019. Another first-year head coach, Chinnis Berry, looking for more success. They set it up on the outside. That's Ruffin, who had a catch earlier in this game, and picks up 5 on the play. So we're closing in on the 2-minute timeout. New college football this season. And they're going to let it wind down to that point. And it will be 3rd and 6 when we return here to this epic MEAC matchup between North Carolina Central and South Carolina State. 3rd and 6 when we come back. Liberty. Of course, here, Jay, the halftime performance. Many fans awaiting the Marching 101 under the direction of Dr. Patrick Moore. What do you like to say about the 101?
When 100's not enough, you have to have 101, right? That's why they're named. I'm assuming that. I don't know that, but I know there's a Marching 100, which is down in Tallahassee. And this is the Marching 101. They don't call them 101, which is surprising. They call them 101. Yeah.
So back on the field, 3rd and 6 for South Carolina State from the 26 of Central. Stepping up, and Eric Phoenix trying to get that first down, but Ja'Kai Brevard stops him and leaves him about a yard short. Brevard, who has been a playmaker in this offense, the senior out of Durham, North Carolina.
Look at this.
And Chinnis Berry keeping his offense on the field, 4th and 2.
He's not going for it. I think he's going to try and draw him offside. Okay. And if not, you don't go for it on a team that you have had trouble running against all game, particularly goal line situations. Go hard count, try and draw him offside. If that doesn't work, take the points.
You see the graphic there, the success they've had on 4th downs this season. They indeed do go for it. And that's tight end Keyshawn Toney. Toney, who has been a nice little wrinkle, the way they have used him in the offense inside the red zone after that 4-yard reception.
Wow, Chinnis Berry wants it. I mean, he's going for it there. Nothing about that said to go for it there. But this is what we've been anticipating they would do, try and catch the linebackers peaching in the backfield. That was Max Euro, number 54, responsible for coverage. And just a great execution by South Carolina State.
I wonder what kind of Chinnis Berry-ism did he use in that one? Did he tell his guys to dig deep? You know, discipline, integrity guy, dedicated, effort, execution, and pride. He has a lot of acronyms as the jet sweep to Caden High and High. He is wrapped up and brought down. Cole Jones and Malcolm Reed on the stop, 7-yard gain. And a timeout on the field with 36 seconds remaining by South Carolina State. This is a group
Please reset the game clock to 39 seconds.
Opened the season against Florida A&M, lost on the road, but gave them everything that they could have. And what James Colsey told us, hey, we're glad that we got them early. Yep. Their only other loss this season, the Georgia Southern, but handled North Carolina A&T. Impressive victory against Tennessee Tech on the road. Fort Valley, and then, of course, we mentioned that huge homecoming win, 69 points put up on Delaware State.
And I really, not to be offensive at all, because I've got Florida A&M ranked in the top 5, but, yeah, I don't know if Florida A&M wants to see these Bulldogs now. This is a different version of the Bulldogs. I mean, they're comfortable. They know who they are. They've got the speed to go along with it. And right now, the number 1 team in FCS HBCU football don't want to see these Bulldogs. Impressive first half here in Orangeburg by South Carolina State.
Well, Chinnis Berry, who had success as a head coach down in Columbia, now has that secret sauce working here in Orangeburg as Eric Phoenix trying to will his way into the end zone. And it's a fumble. Ryan Norris, though, comes up with the football, but on the near side, the referee...
We are going to look at this.
Show touchdown.
As a quarterback, you decide to lower your shoulder and take on 2 defenders. You must secure that football. And Phoenix is looking pretty confident that he was down, but...
They're definitely going to review this one. One of the officials did signal a touchdown. Another look at it here.
He's taking on 2. That's a little risky. That's out.
Ooh.
That ball's out. That ball's out. And that's the risk you take. Taking on 2 defenders. Knees not down, ball's out. Is that the ball you see coming out?
Let's see. Max Urine bringing him down. Did it come out after crossing the plane?
You have to have control of the ball when you're crossing the plane. I think that it looks like that's that ball that lands like right on it. Looked like a fumble to me, but there, as you mentioned, somebody called it a touchdown on the field, enough to overturn it.
And then
I don't see it there to overturn.
I was going to say, do you see enough video evidence to overturn the call?
No. Our looks are a little bit different than their looks that they have. So we've seen that over the years. I mean, there's a certain look you can take, like this look right here. Looks like it's out. Looks like you see it come out before. That's the one that made me say that's a fumble.
Jay, this is going to be tough because, again, the call on the field is a touchdown. Do you see enough to overturn this call? And based on the positionings from what we're seeing, see right there, it's coming out at the same time, but he also may have crossed the plane prior to. And again, that's what one of the officials signal.
I think they're going to let it stand. Not enough to overturn and see exactly when it hit out, and you can almost make it like, did it pop out when he hit the ground there? I thought it looked like it was moving, but I don't see enough to overturn. But this call, huge implications on this call.
I'll say this, Eric Phoenix, unafraid to take on defenders. We saw him truck a defender earlier and then taking on 2, lowering his shoulder. Phoenix wants this one.
But I think it was the fact that he's learning. You can't keep taking on defenders. Yeah. Right? That time there, if this touchdown stands, he got a little lucky. But big play.
I mean, if this holds, South Carolina State will have made 3 trips to the red zone, scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal. This review critical as they're still discussing this. Replay official for tonight, Jesse Garcia, as we mentioned. And Jay, too, how important this game is.
Review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
And what type of momentum does South Carolina State carry into the locker room after, to this point, shutting out North Carolina Central and having this advantage?
Yeah, and this go back. That was so interesting because only one official called that a touchdown. There was only one. He wasn't the closest to it. I thought the others were going to let it play, but when you put those arms up, they have to have video evidence to let you overturn it. That's a huge play to go back to your point there, because if you keep it to a field goal, it's still a 2-possession game. Now they're down by 3 possessions to start off the second half, basically.
Well, this week, the first playoff rankings will be revealed Tuesday. Tune in. And the way his team has played thus far, 5-2, 1-0 in the MEAC, and right now holding the 21st ranked team scoreless through nearly 2 quarters. Chris Mosley on the return, spun down and brought down by Aiden Weber. And Chinnis Berry's team, 266 total yards, 16 first downs, and nearly 23 minutes in time of possession.
They were ball hogs. hogs. You know, they were ball hogs. The defense was doing it. The offense was holding on to the ball, moving. And you see that look. You know, he's going to take it all in. Let's give a little credit to the administration here, particularly Buddy Pugh. You know, Buddy Pugh's a legendary coach here. Took over the reins as athletic director for a little while and was at the head of the search for the new head coach to be his replacement. And what a job they did going right up the road to Columbia, South Carolina, and getting Chennis Berry and his staff, along with some of the players, they're being rewarded for it.
First down, pass complete to Joaquin Davis. So first down of the game for North Carolina Central, Jay.
It's been a tough one. Like I said, it all comes down to getting Walker Harris in some type of rhythm. They just didn't have the ball enough to get him going.
Harris looking again, this time Chauncey spikes. And a flag on the play as Michael Brunson was on the coverage. You saw that laundry fly out.
Pass interference. Defense number 28. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
They'll accept the yardage, but middle of the field's wide open. Oh, you got to hit that. No safeties there. You've got the wide receiver that far behind him. Oh, he missed an opportunity for a huge play there, but they have to settle for a first down.
So 16 seconds remaining in the half. Ball placed on the 50-yard line.
Go down to the bottom of your screen. Joaquin Davis, give him a 50-50 jump ball if he gets any type of one-on-one.
All MEAC performer 6'4". Good target for Harris. And tripped up from behind. Great pursuit there by a shot Hall. Tackle for a loss of 3. And North Carolina Central is going to spend another timeout.
Second and a half will be 30 seconds.
And this is great pursuit here. Just not giving up on the play. You know, and then you realize quarterback's escaping. Leave your feet, go at his ankles. You know, we were talking a little bit earlier in this game about the electricity, and I'm reminded we saw Robert Porcher, you know, South Carolina State legend, Detroit Lion, Ring of Honor guy, and for him to say, man, we've not had this type of energy and excitement in this stadium in a while like this, and the 17 points, I like the 17 points. Robert Porcher likes the shutout on defense. A school that's known for having great defenses stepping up in a major way tonight.
Well, Ashad Hall already 2 sacks on the night, but you mentioned some of the great defenders that have come through here in more recent years, Siobhan Hargrave, Shaq Leonard, but they also are home to 4 Pro Football Hall of Famers. So you think Donnie Shell, Harry Carson, Marion Motley, Deacon Jones. So 11 ticks left. And just sails that one high over Spike's head. Pass incomplete. So
this defense from South Carolina State, they're sound.
Yeah.
I mean, they're sound, you know. Pretty good group of tackling. That's a defensive coordinator there, Jordan Odafer. But they're sound, and I see the speed. And even you watch little things how they play their prevent defense. They're willing to give you a little bit, but they're not going to break their fundamentals.
This one to Joaquin Davis, and Davis trying to do some more, and not enough as time expires here in this second quarter. South Carolina State has pitched shutout football against the number 21 ranked team in all of FCS. They have a 17-0 lead going into the locker room. Trey Oliver and his team have a lot to talk about. They will receive the ball to start this second half.
You know, that's the key for them. They've been in this before. Remember, a season ago, they played Morgan State, came out flat in the first half, and pulled away with it late. Do they have that type of magic here today on the road again against a very, very game South Carolina State Bulldog team?
Well, this is Halloween night, Jay, so we can see a little bit of anything. But right now, it's been South Carolina State has just been spooky on defense as we're We're standing now by with Coach Chinnisberry on the field. Coach, in terms of how pleased you were with the way your defense held North Carolina Central scoreless in that first half.
I'll tell you what, I'm very, very pleased with our defense. They've been playing hard, playing with amazing effort. And they've been right where they're supposed to be, so proud of their efforts. But again, we got 30 more minutes. All right, the guys are fired up. They're ready to go. They're playing with great gap integrity, great eye discipline, and they're doing an excellent job.
Yeah, the defense has been great fundamentally. I just talked about that in the first half. But offensively, seeing Eric Phoenix in this moment right here, your quarterback seems like he's in complete control.
Absolutely. And all we tell him to do is he's got enough playmakers. All he's got to do is manage the offense, get it to his playmakers, and they're going to make plays. So very, very proud of Eric Phoenix right now.
One thing I'm seeing, your offensive line has done a great job in protection. Knowing you as an offensive line guru there, you got to be pleased with the big fellas up front.
Always starts up front. O-line, D-line. That's what it's all about here at South Carolina State University.
Thanks so much, Coach. We appreciate the time.
Let's get it. Go Dogs.
Let's get it. Go Dogs.
Oh, he brings all the energy and excitement to this program. He reminded his group, hey, let's just go 1-0 this week. And, well, they're halfway there against North Carolina Central. South Carolina State on top 17-0. Trailing in this one on the road. Coach, what was your message to your team at half?
We got to get some third down stops. Offensively, I think we only ran, 16 plays in the first half. So we're playing decent on base downs, but third down, we're giving away too many third downs. Offensively, we just got to take it one play at a time. We're playing behind the chains. So we got to get some positive plays in, convert. It's going to take one play at a time, stacking plays and stacking drives. There's no need to panic. We still got 30 minutes left. We got to play much better, obviously, this half than we did in the first.
What are you seeing from them defensively? What are they doing to throw you guys off offensively where you all can't get it going?
They stopping first down. They winning first down. That's the big thing. They're winning first down, and then they get some pressure on Walker back in the pocket. In the pocket. So we just got to settle down. We're a little antsy, and this isn't North Carolina Central football. So we'll come out and we'll play a better second half. There's no need for us to panic.
Thanks so much. We appreciate the time.
Yep, thank you.
Chris Mosley on the return for North Carolina Central to try to give them good starting field position coming out of the locker room. A 25-yard return. And Coach Oliver, you heard him just reference, hey, third downs, we've got to do a better job. But also first downs, they only converted 3 in that first half.
And it goes back to, the first down efficiency. And we talked in the open about Jamari Taylor is their best offensive weapon. Well, you don't have an opportunity to get him going with touches, particularly on first down, which has really put them behind the 8-ball.
So Walker Harris, who has had an uncharacteristically slow night, 5 of 9 for 44 yards, and Jamari Taylor, who has not gotten much going on the ground as well. He's netted 14 yards through the first 2 quarters, add 2 more after that run.
Take a look at this. I mean, the numbers there. Struggling just to get 3 yards a touch. And those aren't just rushing yards. That's all together, including reception.
15th in FCS in all-purpose yards, averaging 122 a game. And the MEAC leading rusher has just been silenced as well as that one through the hands of the intended target, Chance Peterson. It's 3rd and 8.
Yeah, they just cannot get it going right now. And schematically, I think, these programs are just so familiar with each other with Coach Berry and Coach Oliver having coached on the same staff before down at Southern University. And they kind of know each other. The D coordinators know each other. But watch for Taylor to sneak out the backfield. Very good receiver. And Harris is a trusted target out of the backfield.
He's got 21 receptions on the season. But Harris instead tries to go in double coverage with Joaquin Davis, and there once more was Washington.
The wrong place to go with the football. I mean, he was double covered, as you said. So that lets you know Walker Harris hasn't got it going yet. He has not found that rhythm. And when you're a rhythm passer that's out of rhythm, hard to get back on beat.
And Trey Oliver has seen a number of 3-and-outs tonight from his offense. 5th one of the night. Yanash Carter awaits this punt from Juan Velarde. And right into the hands, a line drive, and Carter is able to recover that one, and he is fortunate in doing so.
That would have been disastrous. I mean, that's something that Central's, they need something like that. In a game like this where you offensively you can't get it going, the defense started to slow down South Carolina State, but you may need a team by your special teams or an alternative unit to pick you up.
Well, these are the top two teams in the MEAC, and in your power rankings, Jay, South Carolina State preseason picked 4th overall against the preseason favorites against North Carolina Central, and tonight it's been South Carolina State that's been the better team.
Absolutely, showing America that the Bulldogs are here. They've got a great scheme, a new culture, and they can finish off this what they did in the first half.
Eric Phoenix with a little hesitation there and tripped up and brought down by Ja'Kai Brevard. Well, you like the job that Eric Phoenix has done, one of 14 who transferred over with head coach Chinnisberry. And new blood, new life fueled into this program, and one that has a storied history as Chinnisberry took over for the legendary Buddy Pugh, who retired as the all-time winningest coach in program history. And now Chinnisberry is starting to cement his imprint into the program here on 2nd and 7. DeAndre Duhart with a run right up the middle. And right at number 10 in white, Jaden Taylor.
You know what's really been missing? The disruptive plays from North Carolina Central on defense. I mean, they came into this game one of the tops in the country, 3rd overall in tackles for loss. And that has just not been the case. South Carolina State has done a good job of neutralizing what North Carolina Central likes to do on defense, which is apply pressure to the pocket. That's been one of the keys why the Eagles have not been able to get off the field.
And on 3rd down, the pass complete to DeAndre Ruffin, and they only needed 3 yards. And they got 15. And so they move the chains on this drive and into or right at midfield.
Yeah, and this is a great pass. This is knowing your scouting report, knowing that, hey, I'm going to throw to him before the safety can make the break. Didn't have to put a lot of velocity on that ball, but it was a cover 2, and he threw the ball perfectly in between the cornerback and the safety.
Well, Jonathan Williams, the offensive coordinator for South Carolina State, has seen now Eric Phoenix throw for 2,000 yards in the season in the jet sweep to Caden High, who we talked about has a ton of speed, and the sophomore out of Grayson, Georgia, is brought down, and he comes out of Grayson High School, one of those great programs in the Beach State.
Absolutely. And I like what I'm seeing from Jonathan Williams with the play selection. Those jet sweeps really gave Central trouble at the end of the half, and they actually tire out your defense, particularly your defensive line, when you have to chase sideline to sideline on a running play.
A young up-and-coming coordinator played his college ball at Grambling as the quarterback, and as Tyler Smith, first carry of the game, as Jelani Vassell, who's back into the ball game with the carry, but Jonathan Williams, what a nice job that he's done, and very familiar with Trey Oliver when he was on the staff at Grambling.
And the first time they've been able to gash this Eagle defense for some yardage up the middle, running the football.
Well, Tyler Smith, the junior out of Gaffney, South Carolina State, is in, leaks out of the backfield, and into the hands of Max Urin. The interception for Urin, his first of the season. He's still going across the 50, and that's the type of play. The momentum can shift now for North Carolina Central after coming up with that INT.
Fortunate that wasn't a pick six. He had a blocker in front of him. Great effort by the South Carolina State wide receiver. I think it was Carter just to go in pursuit, but he's got nothing but green ahead of him. And watch Carter not give up. Once, he won't get blocked. And the 2, he's just there to harass and not allow him to cut across the field. And a few mistakes, the one mistake we've seen from Phoenix tonight, you know why it happened? They got pressure on the quarterback. Couldn't step into his throw, inaccurate pass. Central, their best field position of the day.
How about Max Urin doing a great job on defense? Let's see if Walker Harris can get it going. They go deep to Markel Quick. As Eric Phoenix, 7th INT of the season. And now North Carolina Central has the opportunity to strike here.
Yeah, but Coach Oliver said we're losing on first down. What'd you do just now? You just lost on first down. Incomplete pass on first down is a loss. They got to get Walker Harris going.
Jamari Taylor getting going. John Hannibal, who draped on his back. I'll say this, not many plays for North Carolina Central in South Carolina State territory. Here now, you've seen the drive chart, and it's been all points. And, of course, the end of the half. Can they turn the tide here? An all-important 3rd and 4, because you said coming out of the locker room, it was going to be really important for Central to try to set the tone here.
2-down territory. I think if they don't get it, I still think you go for it this part of the field on 4th down.
Well, they hand it off to Taylor, the MEAC leading rusher, and Jamari Taylor, who bounces off the defender and into the end zone. The flex from Jamari Taylor, 36 yards out, and Central's on the board.
Good team's going to capitalize off the turnover, and they've been wanting something to cheer about. Watch the vision. Watch where he sees the safety that's going to come, and he sets him up from 5 yards away like, oh, you're the only guy that can make the tackle right now. Sees it, bounces off of that tackle into the end zone. That's that vision and explosiveness of Jamari Taylor.
Coaches say he is awesome with the ball in his hands. The extra point attempt is up and it's through, but Max Urin, 54 and white, set it up. The linebacker, and they capitalize on the turnover. Jamari Taylor to pay dirt, and North Carolina Central right back in this. Central gets on the board here in the 3rd quarter thanks to Jamari Taylor, and Taylor, who is a special running back indeed. You know, the Eagles had 11 rushing yards before this 36-yard touchdown run.
I mean, that's what home run hitters do. You know, you can strike out 3 times, but if you come big like Freddie Freeman style in the fourth quarter or the 9th inning of a game, hey, all is forgiven. And that's why sometimes you force feed the ball. If he's your best football player, you find creative ways to get him touches. Offensive line did a fantastic job creating that space as well.
I hear you shouting out the World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Freddie Freeman was clutch in that series.
It took a lot for me to like him because he's a former Brave, but I love him now. Dodger fan.
Hey, look, Buddy Pugh wouldn't want to hear you say that because he's a huge Braves fan. Shamonte Burgess picks it up off the ground, and nice tackle, and stuck there. As there is Coach Pugh. That's the legend. Hey, you know what? He embodied MEAC football. I mean, 22 seasons as the head coach of South Carolina State, winning a national championship, delivering their last MEAC title back in 2021. Oliver Buddy Pugh is just synonymous with success. He retired last year. We had an opportunity to cover part of his wonderful career.
How about that one there?
Yeah, winning is taking over.
Winning the national championship, winning the Celebration Bowl, his proudest moment.
Oh, yeah. So special. And he was just on the field, part of that 1974 MEAC championship team, the first of 18 MEAC crowns for this South Carolina State program, the most in conference history. The handoff to Tyler Smith, who came into the ball game after a steady dose of Duhart in the first half, and boy, he's been a nice spark on now drive number 2.
Yeah, good run. How about this? You talk about the 50th anniversary of the 74 team. For my Give Me 5, I'm going to tell you each school in the conference's greatest football team. Could it be 1974 South Carolina State?
Hey, Jay.
That was the toughest one to pick. I will say that. What Central team will it be? So look forward to that one. Good to see Buddy Pugh acknowledge that 50-year anniversary.
And you're going to run through all the schools?
Every school in the conference.
Okay.
Every school in the conference, their greatest team.
Okay.
One of them won't be a shocker, but...
Phoenix underneath. That's Caden High, who was waiting for it. And a first down. Isaiah Norris on the tackle.
And you notice the confidence to go back to Eric Phoenix. You know, normally quarterback throws an interception, you kind of get him back in the groove slowly. But after the run by Tyler Smith, Phoenix trying to get him going again, back into that groove to forget about that interception.
The dual threat quarterback takes in the shotgun, and there was some movement up front. Replay here, and the pass incomplete. Justin Smith-Brown, the intended target.
Taking advantage of a free play. They
Offside. Defense.
North Carolina Central neutral zone.
5-yard penalty. First down.
I'm going to say this. You have a player in Eric Phoenix, graduated from Windsor Forest High School in Savannah, Georgia, starts his career at Benedict, had success in winning that 2022 SIAC championship. They go on to win it the following year, but Phoenix decides to transfer and go to Murray State and try his luck in the transfer portal. Didn't work out the way he wanted, so when Chinnis Berry had the opportunity to take over as head coach, they wanted Phoenix, and you can see why, because of just his knowledge of the offense, his comfortability, and again, Keyshawn Toney has been the one that he's liked a lot tonight.
You know, and Phoenix believed that he was a Division I quarterback. You know, nothing wrong with chasing your dream, and I think right now he's proven that he can play at this level.
Eric Phoenix, who is a lead by example type of guy, and they have full confidence in him, and the way that he is just distributing the football and quickly getting it out of his hands. And again, Caden High, a player that they talked at length about, one of those speedy receivers for the Bulldogs.
And those are the throws I've been waiting for him to do. The little RPO action there. Fake the run, the linebacker comes in, throw the slant route right behind him, executed to perfection.
MEAC's leading passer, more than 2,000 yards through the air. And Phoenix has that dual threat ability, but he is brought down. Great tackle there by Malcolm Reed. Well, Reed is a guy who we've called his name quite a bit tonight, and the quarterback of the defense, if you will, especially in that secondary. Five of 9 tonight on third downs. The Bulldogs looking to convert and keep the drive alive. Phoenix with space and time and is short of the first down. Cole Jones makes the tackle.
Starting to see that defensive line get penetration and make Phoenix just a little bit uncomfortable. Not a lot, but not letting him get settled, standing tall, going through the progressions with 4 or 5 seconds like he was able to do in the first half.
So we've already seen South Carolina State go for it once, and now testing this Eagles defense here on fourth down. And Chinnis Berry, can we try to draw him off sides? Or it's 3rd and 5. And a completion into the hands of Caden High. Again, we talked about he leads the league in receptions and yards. And an injured player down on the field after the reception. That's North Carolina Central's Ja'Kai Brevard, the will linebacker. And a very active and important piece in this defense for Central.
One of the few times they brought pressure, they blitzed Brevard, who's the inside linebacker, trying to get to the quarterback, and Phoenix was at a quick release, able to get rid of the ball. A good sign to see Brevard walking off the field on his own.
If you love to travel
in Orangeburg, South Carolina certainly is a good one. Tyler Smith on his first down carry, not much room to run, picks up about a yard, but these are the top 2 teams in the conference, and the winner of this one will have control of the conference. But again, 5 games within the MEAC, and we've seen a lot of things take place. 1 win conference champions we've seen the last 3 seasons. South Carolina State in 2021, North Carolina Central in 22, and the reigning champs in Howard University last year. Pass underneath, and that's to Yanaj Carter, and Carter down to about the 5-yard line, maybe 4. And it's 3rd down.
Good time to throw the football here. And one of the things that you have to figure out here is, you know, North Carolina Central is not bringing pressure because the team speed of South Carolina State. But down here, not a lot of room. You can take the chance, play more man-to-man coverage to be disruptive and try and get a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Design run the entire way, and Phoenix taking punishment from Jakai Brevard and others as Brevard is back on the field.
Where's the spot? Where's the spot? If they were running trying to get the first down, it really comes down to that spot, if he got it or not. And it looks like they're saying it's 4th down. What do you do?
So they did go for it once in this game. And remember that first possession where they were on their own 1-yard line? In North Carolina Central's defense held them. They ran the ball. Can they run the ball here on 4th and 2?
The key is for North Carolina Central, does this defense have one more short yardage stop in them?
Duhart and Shaw in the backfield. Looks like they're going to try to draw them off sides. Not successful in doing so. They spend a timeout, and the kicking unit is going to come on. You didn't like that call?
No, I don't like you losing the timeout. This game's too close. You never know what could happen. If you're going to go for it, you go for it. In that situation there, if you're on the 2-yard line, 5-yard penalty back, you should be able to make that field goal if you're going to kick it. No. And then, if you do decide to go for it, I'm not a fan of letting the other defensive linemen get rest. See, big boys, they like to get rest, and they're hard to stop when they've got their legs underneath them. We'll see how it all plays out. I remember when I played in the NFL, and it was like whenever we played the Seattle Seahawks, it was like if Cortez Kennedy had a rest after a timeout, and Seattle would call timeouts for him to rest so he could blow you up in short yardage.
And so no kicking unit on. To your point, Jay, I agree wholeheartedly. You lose the timeout, and now it's Jonathan Williams' offense versus Courtney Cord's defense.
Watch Caden High in the slot. If they do throw the ball, he's going in motion. No, sir.
And it's going to be close, and Max Urine, who was there to make the tackle, depending upon the spot, and I don't think he picked it up, Jay.
I don't either. I mean, they just swarmed to the ball, and they came up with yet another stop. North Carolina Central defense.
Well, this defense has been part of the reason why they have stayed in this ballgame. Max Urine had an interception earlier in the game, and then a critical stop here on this tackle on 4th and 2.
Well, what a job by Urine. Read his keys and then was able to bring down the ball carrier. So often you see somebody overrun that ball carrier, but good job. And Urine trying to be the spark for this Central defense in the second half.
And what did we hear from Trey Oliver coming out of the locker room? That, you know, there is no panic here from his guys. The way that his defense has held on and played. Now 1st and 10 as Harris kind of bobbled the ball, able to hold on to it, but he sneaks out and gets a few yards. Walker Harris, how does he establish himself now? Because he has not gotten into sync the way that we have seen him have success in previous games.
And he's a guy that needs the most out of his pre-snap read. Sometimes you just got to say, I'm looking for one-on-one coverage. That's where I'm going with the football. Simplify it.
And how about the play by Josh Baker? And Josh Baker was there reading Taylor the entire way. So 3rd and 5 here for North Carolina Central.
And it looks like something's going to be there. Wow, just coming off the block. Great job by Josh Barker, but just a little bit non-traditional for Central to miss blocks like that.
What does Matt Leone draw up here for his offense on 3rd down? Got to win it. And a free play opportunity to move forward and convert. That was Mekhi Wall who had the reception. He was going to be short, but again, you saw Jaden Broughton jump.
Offsides, defense. Previous spot will result in the 1st down.
So a 1st down awarded to North Carolina Central after the penalty. in a fresh set of downs. Is there anything that Walker Harris can pick apart in this defense for South Carolina State?
Let me start off bottom of your screen. Look what they're doing down there. They'll tell you what they're doing. They're playing off coverage, so it's a zone. They're just collapsing.
Jamal McKinney, a tackle for loss, and boy, these D linemen are making a living in the backfield.
They are, and I think we need to point out that North Carolina Central's without their starting center, Noah McKinney, who's one of the best. He's the nasty guy of the bunch, being replaced by Brian Hardy. And when you lose your starting center, a little tough to do, not putting it all on the center position, but they just have not been in sync, winning at the line of scrimmage tonight. Great job by South Carolina State.
There's McKinney again underneath, and Johnny on the spot. That's Michael Brunson, and great team defense from South Carolina State. You heard Chennis Berry talk about just how they have played sound defense, their gap integrity, and the way that they have been there, right position in the right place.
And the speed is showing up, and they're knowing their scouting reports. They're doing a great job of recognizing their keys and executing.
And Jordan Odefer, who has engineered this defense, one of the best in stopping the runs, but they've also done a great job in limiting this pass offense for North Carolina Central. Walker Harris airing it out. Dangerous throw. It's intercepted. That's Michael Brunson. Brunson with the INT. Well, he was just playing center fielder. Joaquin Davis was the closest to it, and Brunson hauls it in.
Sometimes you got to find a better place to go with the ball and give your big target receiver an opportunity to help you out there, but he threw it out there in no man's land. South Carolina State comes up with the huge interception. It's been the Bulldogs night all night. Looks like it's continuing here.
Michael Brunson. It's energized the fans here, and obviously the Bulldogs defense got a little bite. They have haunted North Carolina Central so far tonight on 2nd and 5 here. And it's Phoenix who finds Caden high with a little space. Nice little stutter step, and you're not going to catch Caden high. 42 yards for the touchdown. See ya bye, baby. Outstanding route runner who's put in the time with Eric Phoenix. They've got a great connection, and you saw it right there. But it was the yards after catch, that run after catch, Jay.
I mean, watch the gear. I mean, he's going to kick into a gear right now. He's trying to prove I'm the fastest guy on this field. We knew the team speed was there for South Carolina State, particularly at the skill positions. And this Caden High, he is a playmaker, dynamic, explosive, nice routes, and knows how to finish.
It was a quick strike after some long drives in the first half. 2 plays, 46 yards. The extra point is good by Dyson Roberts, and Caden High with 2 touchdowns tonight and continuing to lead the league in receptions and yards. Jay, he's impressive.
Absolutely. And this could be a special South Carolina State football team we're watching before us. Speaking of which, can I give it to him?
Oh, yes. You got to do it, man. Right here.
How about Jay's Gimme 5?
High five?
The 5 best teams ever for your school. Whatever school you went to in the MEAC, I'm going to give you your best team that you've ever had, okay? So let's get it started with the list here. And this is not in order what team is best, but I'm saying Delaware State, the job that they did in 2007. Head coach Al Levan went 10-2. Only lost to Kent State and Delaware in the playoffs. That was a good team there. Norfolk State, 2011. Pete Adrian's team, 9-3, went to the playoffs there. Only losses there. They lost to West Virginia, Division I, Old Dominion, and beat Bethune-Cookman. Howard, 1993. We know about that. I'm not going to tell you about Jay Walker and the boys. But South Carolina State. How about this South Carolina State? 1976. 7 shutouts. They lost 1 game that year, and they lost that game by 1 point. 15-14, a number of Hall of Famers on that team there.
Chris Mosley on the return, and then the stick. On special teams and great plays by Zan Dunham. All right, Jay, let's go back to it.
And then I missed Morgan State, 1979, only because they won the MEAC, but they went to the Division II playoffs, so I put them on the bubble. But talk about that 76 team of South Carolina State, coached by Willie Jeffries.
Willie Jeffries, who was in the audience earlier tonight, and Willie Jeffries, also a legend. So it's kind of like the Steelers franchise, right? In terms of coaches, you've got the Willie Jeffries, the Oliver Buddy Pews, and now the Chinnis Berry, who's trying to add his name to that great legacy. Jamari Taylor spinning off a defender, and Aaron Smith bringing him down.
So I gave my list there. So is that the gospel? You're going to accept it for what it is, or are you saying that you got something to add on to it?
Well, you know what? We're going to ask college football fans to return after this end of third quarter so you can hear Tiff's 2 cents. But right now, it's been all South Carolina State controlling the way, giving the turnover chain. They converted into points, 24-7. Bulldogs. Give me 5 greatest MEAC teams by school. And Jay, you went through your list. Let me chime in with Tiff's 2 cents, because I want to say a little something too.
Okay.
So I think that 1975 South Carolina State team also really special. It was Willie Jeffries, who we mentioned before, who led the South Carolina State program to prominence. And the defense only allowed like 30 points that season, or less than that. Lost 2 games, however, but quite impressive. And then the 1996 Howard team, led by the #1 quarterback in Ted White.
I'm going to let you get away with that, because I knew you were going to take the bait.
Yeah.
So you're going to say that 96 Howard team, right? I promise you the 87 Bison going to have something to say about that.
Uh-oh.
The 87 Bison.
I'm not trying to start nothing.
You started it.
Look, we're going to be the nation's capital next week as Howard hosts South Carolina State. And right now, North Carolina Central has some work to do. We talked about Willie Jeffries and the impact that he made on college football. He was at Wichita State, the first African-American to coach at a predominantly white institution, breaking barriers from 1973 to 78 and 1989 to 01. He had 2 stints here at South Carolina State.
And one of the funniest human beings you'll ever meet.
He is. We saw him before the game. He said, "You got 2 nickels." Well, right now, needing something to rub together to find success if you're North Carolina Central, because Jaden Broughton with the sack of Walker Harris, and on 3rd or 2nd and 1, that pushes them back 7. Harris, who is trying to not feel the effects of that 3rd sack tonight for South Carolina State, and they have just made a home in the backfield.
And done a good job slowing down the #1 offense in the conference. This is very impressive.
That one on target and complete to Darrell Taylor. So Darrell Taylor near the Bulldog at midfield, a pickup of 18, and moves the chains.
Yeah, and I like that. Give me a little tempo after the big completion. Starts with the time, and that's the rhythm throw. I talk about Walker Harris being a rhythm passer. When he throws in rhythm, very efficient, very good passer, can pick you apart. But I would go up tempo a little bit more. Don't be afraid to throw screen pass to Jamari Taylor out in the flat. Get him in the open field and see if they can bring him down.
It's Harris who's going forward. Has Markel Quick, who is there, and he's in for the score. Quick strike.
They needed it.
Walker Harris finds Markel Quick. First touchdown of the game for Quick, 51 yards out.
And that's what they needed. And did you notice the rhythm? See, he knew where he was going with the football. Took a nice drop. 1, 2, 3 hitch, throw. That's Walker Harris. He's one of the best in the country when he can get that pre-snap read and pick you apart like that. Great execution. And nice route by Quick to get behind defensive back Dathan Peterson.
Ball put right on the money as the extra point is good. You talk about some of the best receivers in the conference. Markel Quick is among them. And just like that, A two-possession game as North Carolina Central needed to soar and try to take flight in this game. And right now they're trying to come back in this MEAC Showdown.
I actually thought there was an extra official on the sideline.
And there are two in zebra stripes down there. One has a flag too. I like that. So North Carolina Central staying in this ball game, 21st ranked team on the road, currently leaders in the Mideastern Athletic Conference. And a touchback here. The question was, did Central have what they needed to try to come back in this ball game? And what we know about, and you see it on Trey Oliver's shirt, culture over scheme. This is a group that is unafraid. They are an experienced team. They feel very confident in their ability to stay the course in the game.
And the defense they got to step up right now. I mean, they've made the goal line stands, but they've given up a lot of yards to this South Carolina State offense. 3 and out would be so crucial for them right now.
Well, Tyler Smith on the carry, not much room to run, brought down by Thomas Johnson. When you talk about Eric Phoenix and the job that he has done at quarterback for South Carolina State, 25 of 32, 314 yards. His 4th game this season of 300 or more yards. The only player in the MEAC to stake that claim, and he just looks really comfortable in this offense. Throwing a couple of touchdowns, one blemish in that INT, but that one complete to Tyler Smith, and Smith made that nice cutback inside, so it's going to bring up 3rd and short. And Smith, who is still down on the ground after that reception and run after catch. Well, how good have these wide receivers and skill players been for South Carolina State?
They're electric. I mean, they've got. I'm impressed offensively. Like I said, I'm not used to seeing South Carolina State with this much offensive firepower. It's been a while, but they can light it up, and they've got speed all over the football field. Stingy defense as always, and the quarterback, and Eric Phoenix, that is seems to be the perfect trigger man for this offense.
And what a great fit both Phoenix and Chinnis Berry has been for this South Carolina State program. We talked about the brand that they have here, and he's just been amazing. The support has been great. Now 3rd and 3. And can North Carolina Central come up with another stop here and give their offense a chance? Eric Phoenix pump faking. Oh! Just out of the hands of Caden High. High, who has been terrific tonight, 113 yards, couple touchdowns, couldn't haul that one in.
Yeah, it would have been a great catch, but the recognition was there by Phoenix. They decided to come with the blitz, and he probably had a little bit more time to hold on that ball, maybe put a little bit more air on it. As you'll see, they're doing a little delayed blitz with a twist, and he's got time, but put some zip on it, misses High, and North Carolina Central dodges a big bullet there.
First 3 and out for South Carolina State as Dyson Roberts punts it away. Darrell Taylor calls for the fair catch and almost lost that football. Bobbled it, but it was able to get on top of it and recover it. So North Carolina Central has a chance to keep drawing even closer. This is going to be an intriguing finish. Come back for the final 11-18. Well, fun crowd here on Halloween night from Orangeburg, South Carolina. The Bulldogs with a 24-14 advantage, trying to remain perfect in the conference. And right now, North Carolina Central back on the field, 21st ranked team in FCS. couple of programs that have gone on to play and win the Cricket Celebration Bowl. Central did it last in 22, the year before that for South Carolina State here. Walker Harris, who has gotten into a nice groove in there, right into the hands of Chauncey Spikes. Can he outrun the defenders?
Give it to him, yes.
Oh, boy.
Touchdown. That's how you finish a run after catch.
66 yards to the house for Chauncey Spikes. And watch out now.
Nice throw.
Central offense has been raised from the dead, if you will.
Seeing the cover 2 and just letting the second man run through. Aaron Smith, the linebacker, not able to drop deep enough. And then it just becomes a foot race with Logan Jones. And what a finish by Chauncey Spikes, securing the football and then finding the pylon.
Jay, 47 yards of total offense through 2 quarters. Coming out of the locker room, North Carolina Central has more than 200 since the intermission.
They're getting hot right now. What do they say? Eagle pride amplified. But right now, the Eagles trying to get the higher altitude to get their soar on. Chauncey Spikes to the house. We got a ball game, folks.
Back here after the score from North Carolina Central, a 3-point ball game as 14 unanswered have been put up by the Eagles, and those who traveled from Durham and supporters of this Eagle program feeling good, sitting in the visitor stands. They were quiet there in the first half, Jay. It was a 17-0 advantage for South Carolina State. Now they're trying to talk some ish as they come back in this.
They're trying to get it going. They brought 3 busloads of fans, just as student fans. Did a good job filling up that side of the sideline, and now they've got something to cheer for. 11 minutes is a lot of football.
Casey Adams in the backfield. And the pass incomplete for Eric Phoenix.
And Eric Phoenix, you know, we've seen what he's done today. For North Carolina Central, I know you got confidence, but let's not forget, you also have a Caden High problem. So if I'm the defense, he's one of those guys, he's earned my respect. Every time we break the huddle, I'm identifying where he is on the field, and I'm giving him safety help over the top. So you see the look, they got somebody underneath, and somebody better get back in a hurry.
You know, the jet sweep to Carter, and Elijah Carter, who stopped by Cole Jones. So now you're going to bring up 3rd at about 6 yards.
As good as Eric Phoenix has played today, one of the biggest plays he has coming up. He's got to make the right decision because North Carolina Central has taken momentum. How do you get it back? Pick up a first down and keep possession of the football.
Jonathan Williams.
They're lining up to play man-to-man coverage. This is risky for North Carolina Central. You've not been able to cover the speed.
2-by-2 formation with the receivers.
Blitz better get there.
Phoenix sees it and just over the head. Too high for Carter. It's 4th down.
Now they went for the home run ball there. You see the receiver was able to get behind him, Carter, but the coverage was just good enough and the throw was off to be a long incompletion.
So another 3-and-out force by Courtney Cord's defense in back-to-back possessions. And you've got an inspired North Carolina Central group on the road ready to get it back. Darrell Taylor can be a spark in the special teams unit. Dyson Roberts gets it away. And a running start for Darrell Taylor.
He lost
the football. Who recovered it? It looked like North Carolina Central's Jalen Bowden comes up with it. And oh man, you're breathing a sigh of relief if you're Trey Oliver. Never fully secured it after Darrell Taylor got that running start, but Bowden was there to back up his board. Walker Harris back on the field. Listen to this crowd. Jamari Taylor tried to do a couple of cutbacks, and John Hannibal and Jaden Jones as well. Let's look at Walker Harris. We talked about the slow start he had through the first 3 quarters, 6 of 14, 44 yards, and an INT. But here, in this 4th quarter alone, 5 of 6, or 5 of 5, 149 yards, and 2 TDs. The pass complete to Joaquin Davis. And Davis, one of those top targets for Walker Harris all season. And a great big frame to throw to as well, 6'4", and he's found that little soft spot.
And that was just chemistry right there. That was something that wasn't called. It was if the cornerback comes up, I'm going to sneak right behind him and look for the ball. Nice execution, and that's when they talk about having some type of chemistry with your wide receiver. Walker Harris and Joaquin Davis have practiced that play many times.
So we're in the South Carolina State territory. Under 9 minutes to go. Harris gets it out, and Davis just can't bring it in. 2nd and 10.
Pressure was coming, and Harris does a good job just getting rid of that football. Joaquin Davis has to help out his quarterback a little bit by making that catch, just any type of positive yards. You want to stay ahead on 1st down. With the incompletion, you kind of take Jamari Taylor out of this play or two running the ball. See if they get him involved in the passing game out of the backfield.
So Mekhi Wall in motion. 3 receivers top of your screen. And the screen pass to Jamari Taylor makes the first man miss. Jamari Taylor, who is coming off a fantastic game against Morgan State. 196 yards on the ground. A touchdown, and of course in the passing game he is definitely a threat. But this is a group that's trying to string together back-to-back wins in conference play, already 2-0 in the league. And John Hannibal, the nose guard on defense for South Carolina State, is currently down. But when we talked to Trey Oliver just about how good this team can be, he saw them pull out a win against Morgan State, and he's hoping that his group can pull out a dub here on the road against a tough South Carolina State team. The flavor brought to you by McDonald's. They call this the low country, okay? So we got some oysters for you on tap. How often do you see that at a tailgate, Jay? Not too often. You got to shuck the oyster. Got to shuck the oyster. Inside Oliver C. Dawson Stadium. Good times here. Of course, Q's a staple here, but also it's Halloween night, so we got a little Mario Brother action. And Spider-Man, what's up? Yeah, a little Miles Morales? No? Okay.
It's been a trick-or-treat type of game, too, for South Carolina State. A lot of treats in the first half and a couple tricks in the second half. Big 3rd down for Central.
3rd and 7, delayed handoff to Jamari Taylor, and Taylor, who's going to be about a yard short.
You go for it.
Jaden Jones with the tackle. And another injured player down. This time it's Josh Barker, another interior D lineman for the Bulldogs.
And if he has to leave the game, since he's the starting defensive tackle, I'm running the ball on 4th and 2. If I get a look that I want, run the ball downhill. You have to win to be able to pick up this yard and a half that's needed.
And considering you have one of the best players in the conference in Jamari Taylor, well, Trey Oliver certainly hopes that they can pick up this 4th and 2. They'll have some extra time to talk about it. So, Jay, this is a 4th and 2 situation for North Carolina Central, trailing by 3 points. They've had success, and they've kind of figured some things out here offensively in the second half. What does Matt Leone call here?
Jamari Taylor. Jamari Taylor, where he likes to go, and probably try and go over the left guard, which is where A.C. McMoore is.
And they shift the tight ends to the right side. Hey, look, the Central team 6 of 7 converting this season on 4th down. Taylor trying to find some space, and that extra effort.
Oh, wow, what an effort.
May be enough.
What an
effort. The spot, but
they're giving it to him. He needed to get right to that 39, and he's on it. I haven't seen an official yet say that it's short, but I also haven't seen him move the chains.
And based on the spot, Jay, they may have to come and measure this one, and that's what they're going to do. Ever so close. I mean, again, that extra effort from Jamari Taylor was excellent. Will it be enough?
This is huge. We'll see when they stretch it out.
Yes, it is.
And I thought he needed a yard and a half going into it. I know we put 4th and 2 on the graphic there, but it looked like about a yard and a half. But what an effort. Because on initial contact, he was short. I mean, good job by the defense getting the push in the backfield, but watch him spin lower in that leap lunge. Just enough.
You saw the left guard pull, try to create just enough space. And now 1st and 10 for Central. And while we have this break, our college football triple header on ABC. It's
something that says he's on somebody's back there, so the knee's not down where he comes down. I don't see anything that says you overturn that spot on the field.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this will be a pretty good look right here. Spin, watch him leave his feet. He knows where he's got to go, and a little bit short of that marker, but
Jay, I'm with you. Just not enough from what you see right here to overturn that call.
Yep. And did not have to get to the 34-yard line. A little bit short of 34, and I think he got enough. Let's see what they say.
At the review, the ruling on the field stands. It's a 1st down, North Carolina Central.
So again, their workhorse, their star player Jamari Taylor comes through in a much-needed situation. The redshirt junior out of Charlotte extends this drive, and right now, North Carolina Central continuing to keep their foot on the gas. Remember, folks, they were trailing 17-0 at the half. Harris with time over the top. Markel quick. Can he get him again? And it's incomplete. Diego Addison was on the coverage. It's 2nd and 10. Do you like that play on 1st down?
I don't, because I think Jamari Taylor was starting to establish what he was doing. You're taking your best offensive player and you use him as a blocker, and they only rush 4. So it's almost like a wasted player. You're falling behind on 1st down again, which was their Achilles heel in the first half.
Harris finds Quick this time, and Quick not able to get away from Aaron Smith. Smith, who they say plays like an angry man on the field, and boy, has he been a key cog on defense.
Mr. Everything is what they call him around here, and involved in everything on campus. High achievers, great football IQ, gets it done in and out the classroom, homecoming king, and he's the guy they say will be the next Bulldog playing in the NFL.
I remember him in that Celebration Bowl, started a couple of years ago, had an important INT in that one, and here a critical 3rd down once more for North Carolina Central. Walker Harris steps up, loses the football. A shot hole causing the fumble. And the Bulldogs recover it. A huge play by the junior, Ashad Hall.
By South Carolina State. It's a first down.
Well, he had a huge game in that win on the road against Tennessee Tech, creating havoc, and right there with an incredible stop.
And stepping up in the pocket, but you have to put two hands on the football in that situation for ball security. And then this becomes an opportunity for an offensive lineman from Central to hop on this. And you know who that is? That's Brian Hardy, who's getting the start in place of Noah McKinney, not able to recover the fumble.
We said these two teams evenly matched coming in to the ball game, but this defense for South Carolina State, that's been the bread and butter of this program, a hallmark of Bulldog teams. And right now, just over 6 minutes to go. If you're Walker Harris, you know you still got some time left. You want your defense to push a quick 3 and out.
And Walker Harris, you just want the ball back with 2+ minutes to run some 2-minute offense. Now you want to be down no more than 7 points, obviously. But in this situation, I'm thinking, hey, if we can get a stop and get the ball back, I don't want South Carolina State having the ball at the end of the game. I think Central would prefer. They want the ball. They don't want to give State an opportunity.
Good stop there on defense. That was Cole Jones and Max Urin in on the stop. When you think about this second half for South Carolina State, interception, turnover on downs, a couple of 3 and outs. They've been able to net out 1 touchdown, but outside of that, they've not had the same type of success that they had in the first half.
Identify where Caden High is.
Third
got room
down.
to run.
That's the dual threat capability of Eric Phoenix, and that's what he does. He just finds enough room, picks up the first down with his legs, run of 11.
Oh, what a huge breakdown. You see, Max Urin went into the wrong gap. They tried to run a little twist, and 2 rushers went inside, left outside, completely open for a left-handed quarterback that likes to run that way. He recognized it, took advantage, and got the first down.
When talking to Chinnisberry, how would you describe your quarterback? Hey, I love him. He's cerebral, very smart. And of course, his dual threat ability makes him ever so dangerous. The jet sweep. That's Enosh Carter, and Carter tries to use any kind of blocking he can, but great sound assignment football play by Cole Jones and Eric Adams.
That was a great job by Cole Jones because he was twisting and turning and was committed to not allowing Carter to get outside of him, to give up his leverage, able to minimize that play to just 3 yards, which could have been even more had Jones not made a fantastic play.
On second down, KZ Adams and read to perfection by Cole Jones. How many times have we called his name tonight?
Oh, he's played a great ball game. We've seen him in coverage. We've seen him stop the run. And that right there, if the coach is going to call your number and wants you to shoot the gap and run stop, then this is how you shoot the gap. Coming off the edge, recognize, get to the football.
12 tackles tonight for Cole Jones, the type of play that Courtney Court wants to see. Aggressive, strong safety. Now 3rd and 9, about 50% success rate for the Bulldogs tonight. They've got to get to the North Carolina Central 37-yard line. Rolling out to his left, giving chases Juju Williams. A penalty marker flies out as well. Great stop there.
It'll be holding. Defensive holding. Defensive holding. I thought I saw 2 Central defenders grab. I believe it was Carter. Anaji Carter. The
officials discussing this, talking it over. And here we go.
Holding, defense, number 54. 10-yard penalty is at the end of the play. First down.
And Trey Oliver can't believe it. Fresh set of downs now after the penalty for South Carolina State. The ball marches down to the 36.
They'll call on MEAC Showdown on the right side of your screen and trying to redirect them there. Tough call there.
Well, they're going to let this run down in the play clock as much as possible. Try to take it off, and that one, bad snap. And Phoenix, all he can do is fall on top of it. And calling timeout is North Carolina Central.
On that one, you call the timeout if you're Central because you know you've got the 2-minute timeout that'll come. So extend the game a little bit.
Central, the first of the half. The 30-second
Central spends their first.
Reset the game clock to 2 minutes.
After the bad snap from Eric Brown. Well, let's take a look at this week's college football playoff rankings brought to you. 2nd and 20 for the Bulldogs. Draw to Tyler Smith, and there it is. Jaden Taylor got to take another timeout. Hey, look. So quick plays, 3rd and 21. This is favorable if you're North Carolina Central. That defense from Courtney Court, you see that high five to Jaden Taylor. They can give their offense the ball back, get that ball back with as much time as possible.
And with this 2-minute timeout, doesn't it make like the end of half so much more exciting?
Oh, yeah.
Like we should have been doing this a long time in college football. Now the coaches are adjusting, realizing they get that extra timeout stopping. So
please reset the game.
You've seen it in the NFL for years where they call it the 2-minute warning. Here in college, they call it the 2-minute timeout. But how does that change the play calling for teams?
Well, I think it helps out in terms of you defensively. And I think it gives the defense a little bit of an advantage like we've seen North Carolina Central do right now, knowing, oh, we get a stop for short yardage or negative yards, call a timeout real quick, and we can extend the game. Because they know they've got that extra timeout, and your offense will get an opportunity to get the ball back without you having to burn that 3rd timeout before the 2 minutes. So they'll get it back with a little bit less than 2 minutes left if all goes well. But you got to stop, got to make a stop right now.
On 3rd down, there's Phoenix. Avoids pressure. He's on the road. A run. He's got some room. And he's going to be close, maybe about a couple of yards short, pushed out by Albert Red.
Ooh-wee. How does that happen?
20-yard run for Eric Phoenix. Yeah, Jay, that's the question that Courtney Court's going to be asking as we draw to the 2-minute timeout. Another look here.
Wow, once he made him miss in the open space like that, Josh Pullen with the missed tackle and first down saving tackle in the secondary. It's decision time when we come back here to Orangeburg. Trick or treat.
One of these lunches has a peanut lover's favorites. The other has a
decision time. Defensive coordinator Courtney Court on the left, Jonathan Williams on the right, the OC for South Carolina State. What do you do here, Jay?
Fake a dive and do something quick to the outside. You have to give them the threat that you're going to go inside and hope that one of your guys can get on the perimeter and pick up just a yard.
Josh Shaw in the backfield. There's Caden High in motion. They hand it off to Shaw. Does Shaw get enough? The lean and lunge forward. Let's see as Jaden Taylor with the tackle. Another close one in this spot. South Carolina State players pointing in one direction. North Carolina Central another. The spot ever so important.
They want to measure going up that middle against this defense.
Everyone going to hold their breath as They measure this one, and it's enough for the first down. 2 conversions tonight on 4th down. And South Carolina State by inches on that run from Josh Shaw. New set of downs, 1:55 to go. North Carolina Central only has 1 timeout remaining.
And Coach Oliver's going to be disappointed, but you got to be disappointed in 3rd and 20, 3rd and 21, and you give up a 20-yard quarterback scramble.
And the thing about it, Jay, that's again one of those tough calls. Josh Shaw, where does he land? His first rush of the night, where does he land? And Trey Oliver not happy about something. The opportunity to talk to Jason Swissman, the referee for tonight, during this timeout. Wow. And it was a couple of years ago, back when North Carolina Central went on to win not only the MEAC, but the Cricket Celebration Bowl. It was South Carolina State who, again, handed them a late loss on the road. He really wanted this one. And let's go back to this is the critical play. This is the play of the night. 3rd and 21.
Nobody there, just poor angle of pursuit. And then after the timeout, the first down play spotted him just enough for the first down. And it seems like Trey Oliver just saying the way the crew came over and measured, he thought they moved it backwards a little bit. I'm sure Jason Swissman, the referee, is in communication with the replay officials to see if there's anything legitimate. It is less than 2 minutes, so they get involved. And I'm big on just get it right. Just get it right. These players and coaches work too hard.
And you can see just by the reaction there that there was nothing to see in terms of the review. Trey Oliver still trying to plead his case, but unsuccessful in that attempt. So no timeouts remaining on for Central. So, Jay, surprised that Tyler Smith is running the football again. There's no timeouts remaining. I mean, they can essentially run this one out. And Trey Oliver, again, asking this question. And he is incensed on the sideline right now. He throws his headset in frustration, and a flag comes out as well. And just understanding what this game means and how important it was. We talked about building it up. One of these teams could very well.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, North Carolina Central. Head coach, after this is going to go first down.
Not going against one of his players, but again, top 2 contenders in the MEAC. One of these teams could end up in Atlanta in December. Ton of respect on both sidelines. Good friends outside of tonight's game. Obviously, great competitors here as well as coaches. And
I think
Jay, the victory formation for South Carolina State.
Yeah, with no timeouts left. And he thought that it was just a review, that the booth was doing a review, but they charged him a timeout for doing that. So after that previous play, he tried to call timeout. They wound the clock like, no, you're out of timeouts. So kind of a suspect inning to the end of this game here. A couple questionable calls didn't go this way. A spot didn't go this way. But all in all, South Carolina State just put the HBCU world on notice that the Bulldogs are back with a lot of bite. And the trip to Orangeburg, once again, is becoming one of the toughest road trips you can make in the HBCU landscape.
The number 2 team in your power rankings this week, Jay. And they are able to knock off number 21 in FCS, North Carolina Central, with a huge victory here at home at Oliver C. Dawson Stadium. The smile after it. Again, great respect, great friends in both Trey Oliver and Chinnis Berry. But how about the job that Chinnis Berry has done here, taking over for the legend, Buddy Pugh, and moves his team now to 6-2 overall, undefeated in the MEAC at 2-0.
You know, when the season started, as it played out, I thought there was one team I saw that could run the table in the MEAC, and it was North Carolina Central. I thought they were that good. Well, they just got beat by a better football team tonight. Now the question becomes, South Carolina State, you become the hunted in a very competitive Mideastern Athletic Conference. Big stumble back for North Carolina Central, but South Carolina State still got some work to do. It's going to be an interesting season, but congratulations to the Bulldogs.
Indeed, as South Carolina State goes on the road at Howard, the defending MEAC champions at Morgan State the following weekend, closing out with Norfolk State. So anybody's conference, it's still up for grabs. We've seen one-loss teams win it the last 3 years, Jay.
Absolutely, and it seems like if you're South Carolina State, you're hoping that's not the case this year. But right now, the Bulldogs control their own destiny if they want to make it to the Cricket Wireless Celebration Bowl in Atlanta and compete for a championship.
Well, how about the offense for South Carolina State, led by Eric Phoenix? 455 total yards, better than 300 through the air for Phoenix, 2 touchdowns, and the embrace and the happiness for Chinnis Berry as that one, the biggest win in his South Carolina State Bulldog coaching career. A big one at home over number 21, North Carolina Central. For Jay Walker and the rest of our great crew, I'm Tiffany Green saying, we out from Orangeburg.